What Comes After is a text-based adventure game that deals with heavy themes such as depression, suicide, and the afterlife. It's a title that tackles interesting subjects in a delicate but phenomenal manner that conveys feelings some of us deal with every day. While its strongest suit is no doubt its writing, its lack of variety in gameplay may leave many wanting more. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, maybe hit the bell icon, and share the video with your friends if you found the video useful. Now let's get into the review, starting with story. What Comes After stars Vivi, a young woman we find in the middle of her daily commute. She's just trying to find a seat on the train, and it's when she finally does that she dozes off and wakes up on her way to the afterlife. Surrounded by plenty of spirits who have died, she learns that she hasn't died, she just had a near-death experience that just caused her to mistakenly board the train to the afterlife. It's no biggie though. The conductor reassures her that she'll be able to go back home once the train finishes its commute. With nothing but time to kill, Vivi goes around the train speaking to people, animals, and plants alike. All these once living things have different stories to tell, different perspectives to similar problems, and whether it's Vivi or the person she's speaking to, one or both, we'll learn about themselves through these conversations, and it's through these that we learn more about ourselves and these philosophical topics. What Comes After is technically a modern adventure game, but ultimately feels more like an old school text-based game. Throughout its 1 hour runtime, Vivi travels through the train speaking with spirits on their way to the afterlife. From a gameplay standpoint, it's quite simple, barren even. You control Vivi's movement throughout the train, speaking to spirits waiting to move on to the afterlife. It's a calming and relaxing experience. Admittedly, I do wish there was more to the concept though, than just talking to everyone. Something that at least stimulated my brain a little bit more, like a puzzle or making more in-depth choices in conversation. Luckily, the shorter length of the game helps keep the simple and repetitive mechanics from actually feeling that repetitive. By the time that I felt like the formula started to overstay its welcome, I had already reached its end credits. What Comes After doesn't have much of a distinct art style. If anything, it vaguely reminds me of some early DeviantArt days I probably saw back in middle school or some doodles on Tumblr. It's not bad by any means, just nothing that really makes it stand out. NPCs look mostly the same with the lack of variety between them. The environments do at least change a bit the further you progress into the train over the course of the game's hour runtime. In regards to this Nintendo Switch port, the performance is fine, maxing out at 720p 30 frames per second in handheld and 1080p 60 in dock mode. In regards to this Nintendo Switch port, performance is fine, maxing out at 720p 30 in handheld mode and 1080p 30 in dock mode. Being a game heavier on reading, it felt most at home in handheld mode, lying on the couch or relaxing in bed before going to sleep. The more relaxed approach to its gameplay made it a great story to wind down with. Much like its visuals, there isn't a lot to write home about here in terms of audio design. The music is just about absent here, outside of a scene or two in the latter half of the title. Instead, most of the audio feedback comes from the ambient noise that fills the train. This includes the sound of the train on tracks, the text and speech bubbles scrolling out, and the subtle sound of my footsteps. To its credit, the lack of depth in its music and soundscapes did get me to focus more on reading, which is truly this title's strength. What Comes After treads some common ground on these topics, but it does so well enough to have it stand out among the rest. Its gameplay leaves a lot to be desired, but as its own confined bite-sized adventure, especially now as a handheld game, it's a story that's wholesome and thought-provoking. I appreciate the game's shorter length, how it went about commentating on serious topics. I just wish its gameplay was a bit more engaging, whether it be some light puzzle solving, some choice selection, or something else. Regardless, What Comes After is a great story that at its $6.99 price tag is worth reading. Thanks so much for watching this review. It's always interesting to cover these more simple indie games. On one part, I can't really commentate much on the gameplay, and I don't want to say too much regarding its writing for the sake of spoilers. I feel like if I accidentally spoiled a part of an hour-long game, I would ruin like a whole third of it. So hopefully this review was able to strike a balance for everyone. Anyway, I gotta go back to playing with this new iPhone Backbone controller. Expect a review on it soon. But until then, I'll see you over on the Discord server or in the comments down below.